Wow, haven't done this for a while. Welcome to Quick Tips, where I quickly and easily answer your filmmaking questions. And today's question, a question that gets asked all the time every time I put out a video with slow motion, and it's this: what are the best camera settings to film in slow motion? Here we go. Now, filming in slow motion is one of my favorite things to do. It's like you're taking an emotion, a moment in time, and you're extending it, almost freezing it in time, and you gotta have the right settings to capture it properly. The first thing that you have to do is to decide what frame rate that you want to film in, whether it's 60 frames a second, 120 frames a second, 180, 240, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is that whatever frame rate that you decide to film in, double that number in your shutter speed. The reason is because you want proper motion blur. If the shutter speed is too low, then you'll see a lot of motion blur. If the shutter speed is too high, then you'll see some really jaggedy motion blur. But if you want natural looking motion blur, then double the number of your frame rate in your shutter speed, or at least very close to it. For example, I shoot my slow motion in 120 frames a second, so my shutter speed should be at 1/250th of a second. Get it? Got it? Move on. Next, autofocus settings. Now, whatever camera you have, make sure to set your autofocus settings to the highest and fastest. Now, remember, you're filming in slow motion, and so even though you might have a fast setting or fast tracking sensitivity on your camera, when you slow it down in post, it's going to appear slow. Since I shoot on the Sony a7R III and a6500, I'll be using these cameras as an example. Just go to your menu, go to the autofocus settings, set the autofocus drive to fast, and then the AF tracking sensitivity to responsive. And that's it. Hopefully that was helpful to you. The first quick tips of 2018, hopefully more to come. If you guys have any more questions about filmmaking or camera gear, let me know in the comments below. But until then, I'll see ya in the next video. Peace.